Hey everybody, it's Dawn. I'm going to do some painting today, so I thought I would try to record it as best I could so you guys could see, since I'm also doing some first time tests for myself today. We're going to play with some negative space, just let our creativity flow. Yeah, I've got some new tools, new colors I want to play with, and this is a form of acrylic paint pouring for those of you who are interested, and I personally find it very rewarding, creative, just allows me to kind of flow with whatever I feel like doing. So what I start with is a blank canvas. It's already gessoed, but what we're going to do is, for this activity, I'm actually going to cover this with black paint, just straight black. And the reason we're going to cover it with black paint and heavily is because in paint pouring, it's all about the flow of the paint. So you want to make sure your paint is flowing. So we're going to give it a black background on which to flow. Okay, make sure your surface, as you can see, I've got all kinds of stuff here covering my area. Everything I need is within reach, because this is messy. I've got a torch here as well. Some people do use a torch, some people do not. I'm now going to sit on my bottom, and we'll get started. This is exciting. I'm really excited to do this with you guys today. Alright, so I'm just moving some of my paints so that I can get closer to my canvas. And I want to keep them in a particular order color-wise because this will help me move quickly. Moving quickly is important too. There are no mistakes. Just let me get that out there. Speaking of mistakes, I just realized I forgot a tool. So one of my tools that I use in my arsenal of doing this is a straw. Some folks use hair dryers. So I'm going to grab a straw. I have one right here. I have one in my cup over here. I have a cup of tools over here, but I'll grab an extra straw because I have a feeling we're going to need it. And the paper straws are great for this too. So like any kind of straw, really. And the straw is just for what straws do. You're not going to be sucking with it. You're going to be blowing with it. So I'm going to actually go ahead and open this straw. I have my trash bag right here too. Everything within reach, guys. I'm going to try and make this as easy as possible. I'm just going to put that in my tool container. Alright, so let's cover this canvas with black. So I have a larger cup of black, obviously, because like I said, we're going to cover this canvas with black. The first thing you want to do when you're doing paint pouring is make sure everything is mixed really, really well. And so we're just going to hold our mixing tool, which is simply a popsicle stick. We're going to just pour this black paint all over this canvas, making sure that when we do pick it up to have it moving around, that it easily gets to every area and every corner, and that we're laying down a pretty good thick base coat for our colors to flow onto. Alright, I'm going to take my tool, just kind of wipe that so we don't have any extra dripping, and we're going to set this down. Okay, so it kind of looks like a cake or a cookie. Like you just put a bunch of icing on and you're getting ready to do it, because you are. So you're going to just start tilting and tilting, and this is, again, we're just covering our canvas in black, so this is not any, we're not going to lose anything. We don't really have anything going on here yet. If you are afraid you're going to drip, hold it right over your black and let it drip. And again, this is why everything is covered. I'm using my finger to spread this out too now. And that's okay, that's what the gloves are for, and that's what the paper towels are for. And it's good that this is doing this on the side, because it allows me to collect it with my finger and move it around. Okay, so we're going to go to this side, which is not covered. We're going to take all that extra I got on my gloves and just kind of rub it along the side. Because again, your finished piece, you want all sides covered, right? Okay, so we're going to just tilt down. There's still a lot of paint on the surface. I can see it moving very quickly. Don't want to have a drippy situation. Just going to use my finger now to help spread this out a little bit. Okay, now, since it's covering all sides and it's starting to drip in places, I'm actually going to use my glove to finish spreading it out, because again, this is just our base coat. This is not our actual pour yet. So all this black paint, we don't want to waste it all, but at the same time, we're not going to be upset because it's dripping like this. And you have to remember, you use a lot of paint when you do this activity, so this is normal. I'm also wiping my gloved finger in the black paint, so any excess that I can save is going back into the black paint, because we might need more black paint later. I don't know, we'll find out once we start pouring. Simply just turning the canvas and rubbing this with my finger and making sure that the black paint is going back into the black paint. Okay. Ta-da! So that's how that works. I'm going to set this down on the flat surface. Now, I don't have enough paint on my gloves right here to really wipe maybe this one a little bit. But now that this is coated and very generously coated with black paint, the good news is I only dripped one drip into the white paint, and that won't be a problem. We'll be all right. But I did drip some on the edge of the white paint container, and I don't want that to be a problem, so I'm going to get rid of that right now. Okay. So, and you know, I have more towels here, but I'm going to keep this towel right here. Alright, so the black paint's poured. Okay, so our next thing that we're going to do is we're going to do a special kind of cup, flip cup. Some people call it a flip cup. But for this activity, we're going to do a galaxy. I've never done a galaxy. I've always wanted to do a galaxy on black. So, I've seen many people do it different ways. There's no wrong way to do this. Again, guys, acrylic pouring, there is no wrong way to do this. So, what I did was I took a Dixie cup, like the kind of cup that you use to rinse your mouth out in the sink in the bathroom or at the dentist. I took one of these cups, and what I did was, because I didn't have what I needed, and that's okay, like that's the whole beauty of paint pouring, is if you don't have what you need, you can make it. I cut the bottom out, so the top is a perfect surface for filling on your painted canvas. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to place this like this. Excuse me. I also have one of these that has different edges, but we're not going to do that right now. But yeah, I'm going to take this cup, I'm going to place it dead center. I'm going to drop it. Okay. You can see it, sort of. That's as good as you're going to be able to see it, I'm sorry. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start pouring my mixed colored paints in there that I want for my galaxy. Okay, so the first color that I want for my galaxy on black, I think would probably be best if I did some gold. Yeah, I think gold would be good. So we're going to take this, we're going to just pour. Let's see what I can see. I'm going to have to get up on my knees. All right, so we're going to just pour this right into the center slowly, and you're going to watch it until you see as much as you want of that color, and then you're going to stop and you're going to just put it back. Okay, so we've got our gold. I'm going to set that to the side so I know I've added it. And then I think I would like some purple. So mix my purple up really good. And this is a pretty violet purple, close to the color of my sweatshirt, very close. All right, I'm going to do this on top of that. However much you think you want or need. When you're done, put it to the side so you know what colors you're using. Okay, and then I think the next color I'm going to do is actually going to be a really cool blue. It's like a Tiffany blue. I don't want too much of that, but because I'm going to also add a regular dark blue, like a royal blue, right on the back side of that Tiffany blue. You can see it's starting to lift, the cup's starting to lift, which is cool. And that's okay if it does that. Oh, the blue is really thick compared to the other colors. Good to know. Okay. Might have to add some more Floetrol to that. Okay. So then the next color I'm going to add is actually going to be some white. Like I said, we did have a dot or two of black paint get in here, but that's okay. Just be really careful to not drop this or not add too much because it's going to come out quick. Just don't want too much white. Okay, and then we're going to add a little bit of Pepto-Bismol pink, I like to call it. Wow, I can see the gold coming out on side. That's really cool, guys. It's starting to look really, really cool. Okay, and last but certainly, well, we're not done yet, but we're going to add a little bit more of this purple. Okay. Add a tiny bit of silver, a tiny bit of orange, and we're going to top it with black. Tiny bit of silver. Oh my gosh, you guys, the colors I'm seeing are really wild. It's coming out the side. So normally the cup will wait until you lift it, but this one's not waiting, and that's okay. Orange, bright effect, and we're going to finish it off with a little bit of black. And there is pretty much black everywhere. I could probably just Yep, that was a good call on my part. Not wasting a dang thing in this house. Not even paint. Alright, cool. Wipe my gloves off on here. And then we're going to lift this cup quick because it's already starting to lift itself, which is cool. But we don't want to lose our ability to play with what we have. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, and 3. What I'm doing is just I'm letting the extra colors that are left in the cup, which you would normally keep for something called like a dirty pour. I'm just dripping them wherever they drip on this canvas. The canvas is leaning towards you guys. The only reason I can tell that is because it's why it started to drip at that angle, or lean, excuse me, pour towards that angle towards you guys. All right, cool. Alright, what I'm doing is I'm just taking my tool that we just used and I just touched it on my newspaper. So, and I will finish with that later. Put that over here for the side. Alright, now is the important part. Get ready. Things are about to get messy. So what I do in this case is I get a cup ready. Okay. And I move my paint out of the way as best as possible, as quick as possible. Because again, we're already losing time. This thing is moving, making some really cool cells. Not sure that it really looks like the galaxy, but I'm happy with what I'm seeing. Okay. All right. I'm actually standing up for this. I got an empty cup ready. But I cannot put it here because this is where we're going to rest it. All right, guys, here we go. Picking it up, and I'm going to start to tilt. Okay. I'm going to start to tilt it towards me first, just because it started to tilt towards y'all. In your way for a hot second. Back down my way for a minute. Here we go. It's so hard to pay attention to every angle at once. And for me, that has been the most challenging thing with pouring, for me, personally. really good dirty pour collection of paint. I know that might not mean anything to you right now, but it will mean everything to you if and when you ever do get into acrylic paint pouring. The dirty pour is pretty much where you start, but also where you begin and end, because I have to stand up because so what we have here is absolutely not the finished product. This is going to continue to pour all day long, and I'm not exaggerating and I'm not kidding. So it's really, really important that when you put this down to dry, first of all, that you do understand it's going to change from its wet state. Because again, it's going to continue to pour. The paint is very fluid. Again, all I'm doing is simply just going around the edges here and getting all the excess paint that's flowing right now. So when I do put it down to dry, it won't be as bad per se. Now some people like to go back into their paintings and alter them, which is nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, this art is art is art. Do what you do and enjoy it, as long as you enjoy it. But I am not going to do that for this example. Alright, so I do see some spots on the side. Now this is also not going to get laid back down. I'm going to try to show it to you guys in a moment. What I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to take some of these little extra spots, try to pull them down a little bit, these edges where I can see maybe for whatever reason the paint didn't get to drip all the way down, because you want your paint to be even. So like I said, it's going to continue to flow throughout the day. It is absolutely super duper important that you understand that, because you're going to be really, really upset if you think what you saw when you were done painting is what your finished product is going to look like. So again, I'm doing this with my glove now because it gives me a little bit more ability to, like I said, go back and touch spots that might be missing paint. And also it allows me to put paint back in my dirty pour cup, so we will not be wasting any paint from this project. This one has a lot of paint. A lot. Okay, I see another spot right here. Didn't get as much love when we did our pour, so I'm going to collect some paint and just touch it, and we want to make it as even as possible. Okay. Almost there, guys. Thank you for being so patient. This is definitely a patience is a virtue type of process. If you don't have patience, this is gonna not be for you. This is my final swipe. Then I'm going to go put this painting over there. But before I do it, I'm going to show you guys how to use your torch to get any air bubbles out, which also will change the way that your painting looks in the end. Alright, so you gotta wait. You can't come back right now. I'm in the middle of a video. Thank you. Give me like 5 minutes, please. Thank you. So, okay, so almost there. Just gonna get all that excess off. Okay. All right. I'm gonna set this on our surface just for a moment. Normally I would not do that. Like I said, but because we're doing a video, I will do it for you guys. So I'm gonna wipe all the extra wet paint off of my hands before I hold my torch, because this does have flammable properties to it. So what I was saying is, when you get ready to dry this, make sure that your drying station is ready. Make sure that you have a flat, perfectly flat surface. All 4 corners are flat, because it's going to continue to pour for at least the next 24 hours. So your painting will continue to change for at least 24 more hours. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take a torch, or not. And you're lightly gonna skim the surface, and you will see some little air bubbles come up and pop, usually. Some people do this on the surface before they add the paint as well. Some people wait till the product's done. Some people do it both. So I just do it at the end. I have found that it is helpful. And yes, you might see a little spark here or there, and that's okay too. Just don't do it for too long. You don't want to burn your canvas or your paint. Alright, and that's it. Put that down, and then take my 4 cups, and I'm going to go put this over on my 4 cups. 4 cups for definite, so that I know it's definitely going to be flat while drying and continuing to pour. Thank you guys so much for watching.